70 degrees outside today.
Damn, bro. Good for you.
Yeah.
It is not that nice here.
I can't imagine it would be.
It is 43.
I mean, that's not that bad, but
And the funny thing is, before I looked at what the temp was, I was thinking, well, I know it hasn't been 70, but it hasn't been bad around here the last couple days. Nope, it's been in the 40s. So, yep, that's where we're at.
It is a gorgeous day here. I drove home with my windows down. It was good stuff.
Nice.
It's really nice here. I had my windows rolled down when I was on my lunch out in my car, and it was great. It's almost like winter's supposed to end at the end of March.
Oh, like when spring starts?
Yeah, that's the ideal situation.
Oh, no. Okay. See, I didn't think that's how it worked. Michigan's a lot different.
It do kind of be like that. It kind of be like, hey, I'm gonna not do that.
Yeah, for sure. How's your week been going, buddy?
Pretty good. I had a fucking weird dream the other day.
Okay, I love good dream stories. So let's hear it.
So, you know how like when you get like really tired, right? Like you start to like nod off, but like you have to stay awake. So you're like fighting to stay awake, and like you'll nod off, and you'll feel like you go out, and you like your head jerks back up, and like it's the worst feeling ever, like fighting to stay awake, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I had a dream where that was happening.
Wait, so in real life, your body is asleep.
In real life, I'm totally asleep. In my dream, I am fighting to stay awake as I slowly nod off to sleep.
Dude, that is such a mind fuck. You were about to
It was so weird.
You were about to have a dream within a dream.
It was so weird. Like I woke up properly, and I had to like sit there for a second, and I was like, was any of that real? And like I knew it wasn't real because I was laying on the couch with my cat, and my intention was to go asleep. So there would have been no reason for me to fight to stay awake.
So weird.
It was weird, dude, and it felt really awful too, because I was sitting there like I you know, that feeling never feels good when you're like fighting to stay awake. And so I was like, I just want to stay awake. I want to stay awake. And then I woke up and I was like, fuck, that dream sucked.
Oh God. Damn. I'm glad you brought up dreams, because I thought of something the other day. And I wrote it down because I wanted to talk about it, but it actually it works out pretty well since you just brought that up. But do you ever like come across like a thing or a place or something in real life, and it gives you like a deja vu feeling, like you have a memory of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
But
I'm pretty sure that's where deja vu comes from.
Right, but like, so for me specifically, sometimes I'll get that feeling, but then I'll be able to place it. And I can't even think of what any of them are right now, but I have maybe 4 or 5 reoccurring dreams that I can never remember really what happens in the dream beyond like as soon as I wake up. But the setting is always the same.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I feel like I told a story of a couple of dreams I've had like that, and like I can remember that setting. I can't remember what actually happens in any of the dreams, but it's like there's a familiar setting that happens that shows up in several of my dreams.
Yeah, there's like a few settings that show up in my dreams, and I mean, who knows how often they happen. I don't remember them happening all that often. Like, I don't know, like maybe once a year at most. But I mean, think of how many times we don't remember our dreams at all. So I may dream about it every single night for all I know. But
that's true. That's true. That might, be why the feeling of deja vu is so strong.
Yeah. But for some reason, like just something in my real life will spark that. So, I mean, if I can remember it that strongly, I must dream about it all the time. I don't know.
Yeah, you have a point.
So, yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking about that the other day, and you were talking about dreams, so I thought be a good time to just go ahead and slip it in.
Yeah, man, dreams are nuts. So, after we spoke last week about McDonald's a little bit, I went and got some McDonald's a couple of days later.
Okay.
And I had a bit of an interesting experience. Not like the most interesting thing in the world, just like a really like somewhat awkward situation. Like I went through the drive-through and I got what I wanted.
Okay.
And I pulled up to the window to get my stuff, and the guy gives me a bag that has, my food in it. And then he goes to close the window and he says bye. And I was like, oh, hang on a second, I got a medium drink. And he goes, oh. And he like looks up at his screen and he's like, are you sure you did? And then I thought to myself, I was like, wait, if I'd ordered a medium drink, then I would have had to order a specific thing because I'm in the drive-thru, not just a medium drink.
Right.
And then I pulled out my receipt and I realized I didn't order a medium drink. I just got medium fries.
Oh.
And so I was like, oh no, I sorry, it was medium fries. They're probably in the bag. And then I like left and I sat there and like all the whole drive home, I was like, that guy probably thought I was trying to like steal a drink off of him.
Oh, right. Oh, absolutely.
And it was just my brain being dumb and being like, you got a drink. And it's like, no, I didn't. I got fries. In fact, I specifically didn't get a drink because I had the same drink I wanted at home.
Oh, gosh. Oh, man. What were you going to get, a Sprite?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you like your Sprite.
I do. I'm a big Sprite boy.
Nice. Today is this is a little nostalgic for me. I think this is probably the first time since you moved that I've done an episode where I went basically right from work to recording. So this is kind of fun.
Nifty. Are you feeling hungry? I know you like to eat beforehand.
I am a little hungry, yes. Got to get me some something for dinner here after the episode, but no, I'm doing all right. But I normally I get home, maybe like an hour or two before we start recording, and I usually just like sit and relax and stuff, and I noticed that I feel like maybe I don't have as much energy as I used to when we'd record in person. So I wonder if it'll come across as having more energy since I haven't had time to like sit and get into a relaxed state yet.
I think it'll be better because you're still on,
Right. Yeah.
I'm also a bit hungry for what it's worth.
Yeah. What? Any idea what you're gonna have?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably nothing too fancy. I'm a bit broke right now, so I can't get food, and I can't go and get food, and I don't have anything in particular that I want to put together. So probably nothing that exciting.
I gotcha.
You speaking of food though, you caught the second Captain's Kitchen live.
I did. Mac, I cannot believe it has been a month since you did the first one.
I know it's a bit nuts. I don't like that feeling.
Like seriously, I cannot believe it has been a month. Like
I know. I am right there with you, bro.
Like
it doesn't make a lick of sense.
Like I swear I was just sitting here looking at this exact same microphone yesterday when you were like, well, you missed it. You're going to have to wait another month. And sure as shit, a month went by and another Captain's Kitchen live.
I know. It's weird. It's a bit weird.
Yeah, I mean, I did have my my brief illness time last week, which did make last week completely fly by, because I slept most of my non-working hours, but that still doesn't account for the other 3 weeks in the month. So,
right.
yeah, I don't know. It's still crazy.
Yeah, but it was good. What did you think?
I absolutely loved it. I stayed for, I think, most of it. I know I stayed until the end. Did you start it before you were having like your weird technical issues?
I mean, I didn't start on any of the food before my technical issues started. Like those started like right before I actually started cooking. Or someone pointed them out to me right before I started cooking. It's actually funny. I think it was you who first mentioned that the audio and video are out of sync.
I might have.
It was either you or Sean, and a solid 20 minutes of the stream had already happened before anyone mentioned it, and it was like really off. So I don't know why no one else mentioned it before then.
Well, I think part of it was like if the camera wasn't on you speaking, you didn't notice.
That's fair. But
because I want to say
like when I opened up the stream, I was facing the camera and being like, "Hey, what's up? Welcome." Because
I didn't come in right at the beginning. That's why I asked when it started. Because I want to say I came in roughly around the time you were going to start cutting the fries.
Yeah.
And
that's like the first thing I did. So
I noticed it when you were sharpening your knife.
Oh, because the sound of like when I was doing it was completely off.
Yeah. Because other than that, it was just you like waving a knife and a sweet potato around talking. And I couldn't see your face, so I couldn't tell that it was off. But yeah, I came in then. Aside from the technical difficulties, I liked it. I think you did a good job with your meal.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
it was good. It turned out really well. Like I was sitting there at the end, like how the fuck did like when did I get so good at cooking? It was like really good.
Yeah. It looked really good. I was gonna give you one tip, but I thought this might be too hard to explain through like the chat. But when you were trying to peel your shallot, if you cut the top and the bottom end off, and then cut a tiny cut down the entire length of the side, deep enough for like one, maybe two layers, then you can just peel the entire outer layer and the skin off all at once.
I did all of that. I just don't think I cut deeply enough.
Okay. Right on.
I don't have a lot of experience with shallots, so it's just, I'm also like, I mentioned on the stream, I'm really not the best when it comes to cutting shit. I need to work on that. That's like a weak part of my game.
Yeah, well, you definitely either need new knives or you need to get those sharpened.
Yeah, no, those things are pretty fucked. I mean, like I have one knife that's good because it didn't come from that set, but like the rest of them are pretty fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like those knives have probably never been sharpened, and I had them for a damn decade before I gave them to you. So yeah, they're probably 15 years old at least. But I was gonna say the thing that I enjoyed the most about your captain's kitchen was your parents joined.
Yeah, so my parents called in the middle of the stream and we just kind of talked on the phone while I streamed.
That was really awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. My parents are great.
Yeah, your parents seem super nice. Your dad had a couple boomer moments, but that added to my enjoyment.
My dad is he's such a dad. He tells such dad jokes. and he's not the most technologically literate, so he just kind of comes off as a boomer every now and then.
Yeah. Well, when he started the stream on his tablet, and he had the audio up. So
oh my God, that was so bad. That sounded horrible.
Yeah, you were getting such bad feedback.
It was creating this like horrible high-pitched squealing sound that like hurt my ears. And I kept telling him like, just mute the audio.
It was like the stereotypical thing where like, someone calls up a radio station and they have to tell them to turn down their radio. It was like exactly like that. And it took him a minute.
It did.
So yeah, that was one thing he did that was super funny. But no, your parents were great. Your mom seems super nice. My
mom is the best.
I love when because your parents were fielding questions about you.
Yeah.
And one of them was what did you like to eat as a kid? And your mom described you as you were a chicken nugget kid.
I still am.
You are. You love them nugs, even if they're green sometimes.
Even if they're green sometimes, I'll eat those suckers.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny.
I what can I say? I'm a simple man.
Yeah.
I like chicken nuggets and tits.
Right?
Though my mom might not know the latter half so much.
I mean, she probably assumes you're a big boy.
Hell yeah, I am.
Mac, there's something I don't know if you'll be able to clear this up or not. I don't know if you've talked to your mom since the stream, but she had mentioned a story that you said on stream that you were not familiar with, but apparently at one point you had two black eyes as a child at the same time.
I did not talk to her more about this after the fact because she explained it a little bit on stream. Apparently, and I don't remember the full thing. I guess I hit myself two separate ways right before going to like a physical or something like that, and had two black eyes from completely unrelated but both black eye incidents.
Yeah. Man, you were a little devil child.
I wasn't a devil child. My mom described me as an easy baby. Did you not hear that part?
I did.
I was just clumsy.
Actually, devil child is not what I meant. I meant to say daredevil.
Daredevil is probably a little more like it. Yeah.
That's what I was actually going for, because I was thinking sledding off the roof, which your mom brought up, and two black eyes, and the airplane trampoline incident, which she also brought up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You had a few childhood injuries, so I would say
I had some incidents.
I would say daredevil might be appropriate.
Yeah, that's valid.
Okay, right on. Yeah, no, devil child is not correct. Daredevil. And because you look like Ben Affleck.
I have never heard that in my life, nor do I agree with it.
No, you don't. I just thought of it because he was Daredevil.
I see.
That was it.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Yeah. You really don't look like him, and that's okay.
Thank you.
I
try my best.
I don't look like Ben Affleck, and that's okay. It's fine.
Well, it's not, but if it's okay with you, then I'm glad for you.
Yeah. Yeah,
it was a good time. If y'all are still not, over on my twitch.tv/captainmac_, you should go check it out because we do really fun streams. And once a month we do Captain's Kitchen Live, which is a great time.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of forgot to plug Captain's Kitchen Live last week ahead of time, but
I mean, it's one of those things that I don't really want to have to bring up every time I'm doing it. Like it'll be once a month. Either people do or don't care.
All right, fine.
I don't want to, use this podcast to just constantly plug myself. I do that enough when new videos come out.
I gotcha. You know what? I want to use this podcast to plug something else, though.
Mike, I don't think we can do that. I'm pretty sure we'll get pulled down from YouTube.
Well, we'll see what happens. So I want to give mad props to, you can censor it out if you want, but I want to give mad props to Pet Supplies Plus on an awesome ad campaign that they've got right now.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
They, so I know you know what I'm talking about, because in fact you have like the Japanese art like parody version of it. But you know the meme with like the lady yelling and the cat sitting at the table?
Yeah, absolutely.
They have a series of ads, or maybe it's just one ad, but they're all over the place using that meme. And the only thing I'll knock them for a little bit is just because that meme is a little past its prime.
It is a little bit, but it's one of those memes that I feel like just lasts forever.
Yeah. It may be like a D's nuts. Who knows? But I thought you would appreciate this as someone who worked in a retail store that had a rewards program. Well, apparently Pet Supplies Plus is launching some sort of new reward program, but they have the meme with the lady yelling saying, "You said I would earn points." And the cat said, "I said you needed to accept the terms and conditions first." Which is super funny because at World Market, nobody would freaking go through the steps and verify their account.
Yeah, which just broke it.
Yeah, which just broke it, and they never got anything. So yeah, I thought that was super cool of them. So good on them. Thanks for being creative. I like your store. If you want to sponsor us, get a hold of us.
You should sponsor us. We're cool.
Right?
We the kids.
We both have pets.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Send my cat free shit.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Partnership. Oh, yeah. So I thought that was cool. Especially because we had to deal with that so much, like directly with the stupid rewards program.
Yeah, I don't know if we made this clear or not, but customers are fucking dumb.
They absolutely are dumb. 100%. That is a real thing.
And I want to punch them.
Well, yes. Mac, we're coming up on Easter here within the next month or so.
Yeah.
It's got me wondering, how's your candy supply doing? That's the last candy holiday of the year. Until like
I'm pretty good right now.
Halloween.
I definitely need to stock up.
Okay, because I think it was last Easter that you like filled up that giant popcorn bowl.
Yeah. Because I needed to last, and it did last.
Okay. I just wondered, because, like I've been seeing, like, not that St. Patrick's Day is like a big candy holiday, but there's some. But I've seen like some of that stuff like on sale at the store. So yeah, it made me think like, oh damn, I wonder how Mac's candy supply is.
Yeah, I definitely need to stock up. I need like more non-chocolate candies, which Easter is sort of good for, sort of not. I have a lot of chocolate right now and not a lot of non-chocolate.
Okay. You need like some gummy candy?
I would love some gummy candy. I also like a couple hard candy, maybe some Jolly Ranchers, and I love a good Starburst.
Okay. Maybe a Laffy Taffy that's not banana flavored.
That'd be preferable.
Right.
You know, I'm a big fan of a strawberry Laffy Taffy.
Strawberry's good. I mean, I like most Laffy Taffy other than banana, to be honest.
They're all good except for that one. They really fucked up on that one in particular.
Yeah, I like
but then again, that's kind of hard to win. Like, I don't know why they still make it.
I like the grape. Grape are good.
Grape or grape.
I'm kind of. What are the other flavors they have?
I honestly couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Okay, grape, strawberry, and banana are the only three I can think of. Man, how do you feel about now and laters?
I actually like them. I know a lot of people don't. I love them.
Oh, I fucking love a good now and later.
Okay, you're cool.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, now and laters are freaking great. I really like
those motherfuckers are good. I don't understand the hate. They're like the same as Starburst in a lot of ways.
They are.
They're really not that different. They're just kind of like harder.
They're harder, and then they get softer.
Yeah.
But I like now and laters because they're more on like the sour side.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And maybe that's something that people don't like about them.
How do you feel about sour Skittles?
Do those have like the sour sugar on the outside?
Yes, they do. Like a motherfucker.
Okay. I like them in the sense that, like, I like sour candy and I like Skittles. And I normally like, like sour gummy candies with that on the outside. But I would much prefer if they managed to do that without that coating on the outside.
Sour Skittles are the worst because, like, for whatever reason, like, they just chew your tongue the fuck up.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like a terrible experience. Like, it's good for a bit. I guess more than anything, it should really come down to me to be a little more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Cautious.
Just, take it easy a little bit more.
A little more cautious.
Take it easy a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, perhaps I'm at fault, but that shit's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's like when you eat fucking Captain Crunch and it tears apart the roof of your mouth.
I don't like Captain Crunch, so I don't actually know what you're talking about.
It's not my favorite cereal, but literally it doesn't matter. Unless you let it turn into complete mush, somehow Captain Crunch always like destroys the roof of your mouth.
Gotcha.
It turns into like, it's like the same kind of situation like if you bite into a really hot slice of pizza.
Okay, yeah, I gotcha. That sucks.
Yeah, yep. It's that kind of situation.
Fuck that.
Yeah, no, fuck that. Yeah, I'm not a super huge. I don't eat cereal, to be honest.
I don't either. I mean, I'm not much of a breakfast guy to begin with, but I do like my toaster strudels. I just don't like, most cereals are just, and obviously I could add milk, but I don't like milk. So, like, my problem is that most cereals are just so fucking dry.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like milk, but I'm okay with milk on cereal, but I hardly ever buy cereal. So then I have to buy cereal and then I have to make sure the milk is good for like, it's not worth it. It's just
a lot of work.
It's just too much.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Cereal, it's just too much.
Can you just chill, bro? Can you just chill off with that, cereal companies?
Yeah, gosh, the requiring of the buying the cereal and the milk and having them both be good at the same time. And then the milk goes bad and then it's such a hassle.
Yeah, I gotcha. I'm right there with you, bro. It sucks.
Yeah. Gosh. We have such serious problems that we have to deal with here in America.
I was just about to say that. I was about to say, like, God, like, these cereal companies are really making our lives difficult, man.
God, like,
it's fucked up.
Like, I don't think there's anywhere else in the world that has it worse than we do here right now.
I can't imagine so. I mean,
no.
I can't think of a worse situation than having to deal with this milk and cereal bullshit. Kellogg's.
I know.
Listening?
Yeah, Kellogg's and I don't know, whatever dairy company is out there. Fucking Milk of America.
Stop sucking on cow teats and make some good shit. How about that?
Yeah. Oh, man. I would probably eat cereal more if the cereal and milk situation wasn't so weird.
I just wish like I don't like milk. I don't want to carry milk in my home for like the three things that I use it for. You know, I like to have milk so I can make tea lattes every now and then, but more often than not, the milk ends up going bad because I don't make them often enough to warrant the necessity of having milk. And
yeah.
It's just a bad time.
Yeah, I can't think of what I bought milk for the last time I bought it. But, you know, there's like gallon, half gallon, quart. And then I think there's one size smaller than that. Maybe it's like a pint. I don't know.
I think pint is what you're looking for. Yeah.
It was not a lot of milk. It was like the smallest jug of milk I've ever seen. And I literally used like half of it and then still ended up throwing the rest of it away.
Yeah, no, that's what I do. I buy like the smallest amount possible that is like short of a fucking lunch, a cafeteria carton. So I can, make my tea lattes and it's still too much.
Yeah. There have been times where I've needed some and I probably end up spending more, but I guess I'm wasting less food. But I'll literally like just stop at like the gas station and buy like one of those tiny little bottles because I'm making like fucking mac and cheese and I need like 4 ounces of milk, you know?
Yeah.
Like I know I'm just gonna waste it, so
it's a good thing milk is inexpensive because I would not like deal with it otherwise. I'd just be like, well, I guess I'm not making that recipe.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Wonder if you could use like orange juice in place of milk for like a fruity cereal.
Bro, I think it's too like tangy. I don't think that would work at all.
I don't know, man. I think it might.
I don't know if I can join you on this one, Mike.
I mean, I don't think it would be horrible.
I think it would. It sounds horrible.
Huh. I don't know, man. I think it sounds pretty good.
I would. You know what, Mike? Why don't you try it and let us know? I will not participate.
On like some Fruity Pebbles?
No thanks. God, no thanks.
Hell yeah.
It's too much. Like orange juice has such like a metallic taste, like combined with like the fruit taste. Like that's no good, bro.
I don't know. We'll see.
Try it and let us know. You know, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, you know, I said on a fruity cereal, but then what if you did it with like some Cocoa Puffs?
No.
Okay. I don't.
This is a bit. You're joking. This is not a real thing.
Okay, I don't actually think that sounds that great, but people love them the fuck out of those goddamn chocolate oranges.
Yeah, but that's a different kind of thing, man. That's not the same at all.
Okay, that was partially a joke, but I think it legit could work for a fruity cereal.
I don't. I really, really don't.
What about like a neutral cereal, like Cheerios?
I just don't think it's a good idea, Mike.
What, Mac? What? I don't see what the problem is here.
Every part of it is the problem. What am I on a fucking alien planet trying to describe why you don't drink orange juice after brushing your teeth? It's just orange produces an overpowering flavor. It is its own thing. You don't combine it with other things.
Okay, I get not drinking it after brushing your teeth, but that's because it reacts with the mint in the toothpaste.
Because it's an overpowering flavor.
It is very strong, but I think fruit and fruit could work.
I don't think so.
Okay, I would be willing to try it.
Do it. I'm challenging you to do it at this point.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. All right, fine. Stay tuned. Maybe
I choke on it.
Maybe there'll be a video on our Instagram at some point.
I hope the video is of you choking on it and dying and going to the hospital and not recovering ever again.
Bruh, that is not cool.
It's a bit funny.
It is. It is a little bit funny. But also kind of not cool. That's a little too far.
Oh, please. There's no too far with us.
Nah, there's really not. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Okay, that was too far, Mike.
Okay. Yeah. So I had some interesting interactions with a bot recently. This was actually earlier today. Mike, okay, well, first of all, let me backtrack just a little bit. I have multiple bot stories to wrap into one. So all of the Snapchat bots, I've been every Monday when I send out the new podcast episode, I make sure to send it to all the bots as well.
Nice.
Which I think is awesome. But then other than that,
bot listens.
What's that?
Trying to get those bot listens. I respect it.
Right? I'll take those listens wherever we can get them. Maybe those bots can spread the word. Who knows? But
I mean, they can spread the word a lot faster than people do because they're bots.
Exactly. So it was this afternoon. I was in between a couple of my accounts, and I'm taking a second in my car to check emails and whatnot, and I see I got a snap from Mike, and it's him having a conversation with the bot. And I was like, oh, that's funny. And he's pretending that he only speaks Spanish, which I think is hilarious.
Okay, nice.
He's pretty good at this fucking with bots game. Seriously, not more than 5 minutes later, a bot by the same name messages me. And so I start fucking with the same bot. So that was pretty
Mike, like, passed your info along.
Yeah, apparently. This one, oddly enough, actually sent a picture of a person who looks pretty much appropriate. So I'll briefly skim through the conversation with this bot that I had from today. Part of this bot's handle is mama. And so I was like, oh, it's going to be another sugar mama bot. So I said, hi, mama. I get,
can I be your baby?
I get back, hello, how are you doing? I said,
surprisingly tame response.
I said, I'm all right. But I accidentally zipped my scrotum in my zipper.
Oh, man, that's a rough one.
And I get, where are you from? Like, Like no reaction to
Completely
that
glossed over
whatsoever. Generally, generally they just say they're from the same spot I am. Or if I ask them first, they'll just say from the USA. But I said South Dakota and they said Atlanta. So
Okay.
I thought, okay, it's a little different. They asked how old I was. Obviously, I said I'm 25.
Nice.
She said she's 46 and asked if I'd ever been spoiled by a sugar mommy before.
All right, we're getting to the meat and potatoes of the conversation.
Right. So I said, yes, I have. Would you like to join my OnlyFans?
You flipped it around on him.
Right. So then I get the response that's like, I'm a real sugar mama. I want to spoil you. I want to give you $3,000 right now and $1,000 a week after that. And I said, sign me up, dollface. And then she kept fishing for PayPal. And I asked what she looked like. And she sent me a picture of a woman who looks age appropriate for 46. So I'll give the bot that much credit.
Nice.
But I did do the thing where I sent a picture of the basketball card again and said, that's me. And she said, cute. And then told me to download PayPal. And I told her to
getting impatient, it sounds like. Fuck.
Yeah, right? And then I asked her if she uses D's.
Nice.
And she said no, and then said Cash App or Venmo or Zeal or PayPal or Google Pay or Bitcoin.
Well, at least they're providing a lot of options, but they don't use D's, so that's not great.
Yeah. And I said, could you please get on D's? And she said, baby, just try to download PayPal, okay? And then I said, I don't want to, okay? And that was the end of it.
She got real impatient at the end there.
Yeah, right?
God damn.
Yeah.
Chill, bitch.
Yeah.
My man just wants to use these. What's wrong with that?
Yeah. Remember my friend that I met that asked me if I liked Touched by an Angel and insisted on calling me by my full name?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see him again?
Yeah. Although I avoided contact with him, I did catch a peek at his name tag, and his name is Gary.
Gary, what's up, dude? You know what? He might be a fan of the podcast. You know, that might be why he was like kind of awkwardly trying to force a relationship.
Oh, you're probably right.
That makes sense.
That has been happening a lot lately.
Yeah, I imagine.
People just run into you and they're like, are you the guy from the podcast?
Yeah, I mean, the podcast has really been popping off ever since everybody left all those 5-star Spotify reviews. And if you haven't already, you're kind of fucking cringe.
Yeah. Does it display a rating for us yet?
I think so.
Well, because I went in through my Spotify account and I rated us, and it just told me that like a rating would appear when there were enough ratings to calculate a rating.
I don't know, it just shows me 5 stars because that's what I rated it, because that's what it deserves.
Well,
obviously.
Well, fucking obviously. Yeah, that's what it shows on mine too. It is a 5-star fucking podcast. We just fucking rock, okay?
We're a bit awesome.
Yeah. 5 fucking stars. Speaking of having people recognize you from the podcast, that didn't actually happen, But there was one day, so I listen to the podcast every Monday when it comes out while I'm driving around. So I have it on in the car, and there was one day that I decided to stop and grab some lunch. So I was going through a drive-through somewhere, and I had it playing, and I was like, "Oh, I should pause this. I don't want this to be weird." And I was like, "No," I was like, "This would be super funny if the person like working the window was like, is that you on the radio? Are you listening to yourself?" So I just left it. But
well, you just gotta be like a football player and be like, well, yeah, you got to make sure your performance is good, so you got to like keep an eye on it and all that.
Right. And I mean, that is part of the
that's valid.
Yeah, no, that's part of the reason why I listen to the podcast. One, I want to see how it turns out, and two, I want to see like, oh God, why did I say that? Or why do I sound the way I sound or whatever? So no, I do listen to it. And pick up things here and there.
Yeah, I mean that's why I rewatch my own videos every now and then to try to see like what I figured out since that I made that video that I can do better now and what I'm still not doing well.
Yeah. Like I had listened to an episode recently from, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago. And that's kind of what made me think about the whole thing with, I wonder if I'm going to sound more like energetic and lively today, because I haven't had the downtime in between. Because I recently listened to an episode that we did in person, and I was like, God, I had so much more energy. And I don't know if it's just because it was like real early in the podcast and I was like super pumped to do it, or because it was in person, or because I came right from work, or what. But I don't know. So
it's probably like a combination of things.
It probably is. Yeah. So I do like listening for tips. So yeah, if someone questions me, I'll be like, bitch, I'm doing research. This is work right here.
I'm doing research on myself, if you don't mind keeping it, keeping out of it.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, this is my business. You're some just go full diva mode and like treat them like shit. Be like, you're just a fast food worker.
Oh, I don't want to do that. That's really mean.
Mike, we're big shit now. I don't think you understand your position.
Yeah.
We've got a 5-star reviewed podcast on Spotify.
We're 5 stars on Apple Podcasts as well.
So, I mean, that's important.
I mean, we're rated 5 stars on multiple podcast sites. So, I mean,
the numbers don't lie in that kind of situation, especially if it's only 2 reviews from the same 2 people who also happen to host the show.
We're kind of a big deal. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I have a big deal, so that's important too.
Well, right. Although I think we do have 3 reviews on Apple, so
it's not just us. And also, I've never gone on Apple before, so
right. So that couldn't even possibly be us. So, yeah, eat it. What?
I wish people could leave like text reviews to like tell us how we're doing.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess I could do that in the form of comments on the YouTube podcast, but I want to hear reviews of like why people like or fucking hate us.
I mean, people are always welcome to comment on either our Instagram posts or Twitter. That works too. Most of the comments.
Don't be surprised if I, send you a dead rat in the mail if you don't leave a nice comment.
Yeah. I mean,
you just kind of deserve that.
That's why I track our listens so hard, to see where people live so I can get their addresses. So if they don't leave a comment, we know where to send all the dead rats to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thank you.
I'm glad you do that.
Yeah. Hopefully my buddy Tim is listening out on the Appalachian Trail. I keep seeing progress from him, but Tim, if you're listening to this, shoot me a message. Let me know, and I'll give everybody an update on how your trip's going. I think it'd be pretty rad.
Unless he broke his leg and died. That'd be awkward.
I mean, I do keep seeing picture updates, so it appears as though his leg is not broken.
But what if it's someone pretending to be him? Did you consider that?
That I did not actually consider, but
think about it, man. Just think about it.
Very, very real possibility. Like
very real.
This is very real. I mean, he did just pick up and move his entire life to the trail for the next 6 months. So it could be some imposter pretending to be him.
That's mad sus.
Or does he have the imposter doing his day-to-day work while he gets to just dick around on the trail?
Or maybe he's a secret twin and you just never knew. And this, links back to what we were talking about a few podcasts ago.
Who the hell knows?
Maybe he's never went at all.
Tim, get a hold of me. We got to talk, bro. There's a lot we got
questions, bro.
Yeah, we got some questions. Things need to be answered. Oh man.
You got some shit to explain, dog.
Yeah. For reals, dog. Yeah, for real. I watched a new show last week. And I tried a new LaCroix flavor. I got 2 more things. Oh God, it's been such a busy week. What can I say?
Drinking LaCroix and doxing people to find out where to send dead rats.
Exactly. The key lime flavored LaCroix. I don't think I gave that one last week. Did I?
No, I don't remember what one you talked about, but it wasn't that one.
No. It was the Guava Sao Paulo. The one that I said tasted like Andre.
Right.
No, I had the key lime, which is really good. Probably in my top 5 LaCroix flavors.
Lime is a pretty easy flavor to do with sparkling water.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever actually had just straight up key lime, that wasn't in key lime pie. So
I've had key lime curd. That's the shit.
Hell yeah. Curd in general is the fucking shit. Like lemon curd or raspberry curd.
It is pretty damn good.
I remember one time me and our girl Chelsea, after a tasting, we were dipping Walker's fingers into, I think, raspberry curd, probably and lemon curd. And that was fucking delicious.
Walker is one of our stock boys.
What's that?
Walker was one of our stock boys.
Walker was one of our stock boys?
Yeah, Walker was one of the guys who worked stock, and you were dipping his fingers in the curd.
Yeah, Walker, I hardly know her.
Okay. That's kind of my thing, Mike, if you want to not do that again.
Wow, bro. That is not cool.
These nuts.
Anyway, it has that kind of creaminess that key lime pie has, so I'm guessing that's just what key limes taste like. But it, obviously it doesn't have that graham cracker crust or the sweetness, but they definitely fucking nailed that one. So big fan of key lime. So that's a fucking review right there. Coming up next week, I will be reviewing LaCroix Peach Pear. I'm
That one sounds good.
what's that?
That one sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had it before, but I'll give a more detailed review. I'll save it for next week. But yeah, so that's my review for this week. And then what was the other thing I said I was going to talk about?
Joe
Mama. Mother effer. What was I going to
we did talk about my mama, so.
Oh, we did talk about your mama.
Yeah, we already got that subject covered.
Oh, I watched through a Netflix show, which is saying a lot because I don't watch a ton of Netflix. But I've been trying to use my subscription and find things to watch. And I heard the show Murderville was good. Again, our friend Chelsea let me know. So I checked it out. It's good. So far it's just one season, 6 episodes. They're around a half hour each. So I knocked it out pretty quick. But it's a really cool concept. Like, the acting isn't great, but the acting's not supposed to be great. So it's set up like a crime drama, like a CSI kind of thing. But it's meant to be it's meant to be like comedy at the same time. And you probably won't know who this is because you don't know who anybody is. But Will Arnett is like the main actor in it.
You're right. I have no idea who that is.
Okay. He's the guy who does the voice of Lego Batman, if that helps.
Nope.
All right. Anyway, he's in Arrested Development. I don't know. I'm not going to sit there and think of everything he's been in. Pretty sure he was on SNL, but anyway, not the point. So he's like the main character in every episode, but he's like a detective, and he gets a partner. He gets a brand new partner to train every episode. And his partner each episode is a celebrity playing themselves, and he doesn't realize who they are.
Oh.
And the celebrity also doesn't have a script and has no idea what like the plot is. And so they're improvising the whole thing.
That's an interesting concept.
Yeah. And so like sometimes they improv so much that like the main cast who does know the script has to like do improv to get things back to where the story needs to go. So it's pretty damn funny. And like the cast like breaks character sometimes because like, you know, they don't know what the hell to expect.
Right. Yeah. It would be hard to stay in character all the time in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a pretty good show, and they have to try to solve a murder every episode, and the guest is like put on the spot at the end and given 3 options with who they think the killer was, and they have to guess and put the clues together, and then we find out whether or not they were right or wrong.
That's an interesting concept. Sounds like it could be a pretty good show.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And I mean, like I said, it's only like 6 episodes that I think they range from like 23 to maybe like 35 minutes. So realistically, you can knock out the entire season in like 3 hours. So, I mean, a little longer than most movies, but if you like an episode or 2, you can knock it out in one sitting easily. And I told
well, I might check that out, but probably not because I'm too focused on my video right now.
I mean, that's fine. There are some really, really funny parts of it. There's one part where they like, there's obviously like a human actor who's alive that's playing a dead body, and they start playing with its nipples. And the actor has to like try to keep a straight face, and it's pretty damn funny. Yeah, there was another episode where Will Arnett puts like a ton of hot sauce on Conan O'Brien was the guest star for that episode. He puts like a ton of hot sauce on his food, and then makes him keep taking bites. And whenever I get into a show, my dad usually ends up watching it. So he watched it, and he gets really into it and starts like sending me like behind the scenes YouTube videos. So I saw Conan O'Brien doing an interview, and he was like, yeah, it was real hot sauce, and it was really fucking hot. And he just kept feeding me bites of it. So I just had to fight through it. And he didn't know that was going to happen. So it's, yeah, it's cool. I would highly recommend anyone checking it out if you got 3 hours to spare. So, yeah.
I would highly recommend everyone checking out next week's episode because this one is over.